Check it. Oh, it's Kanye, dude. This is a Kanye t-shirt. Check it. Check it out. Check it out. What's up? I'm Trent Windsor, and we're here in search of the perfect shuffle. It's time for another segment of Clearing Out the Archives, where I shuffle my music, and whatever album I land on, I review it song by song. If a song is more than 50% skippable, I say get rid of it, get it out of your library, out of your shuffle. But if I'd skip it less than half the time, I say keep it around, throw it on your playlist, leave it in your perfect shuffle. Last time we shuffled our music, and the album that popped up is Kanye West Presents Good Music, Cruel Summer. Kanye West, what can I say? One of my favorite artists of all time. In the words of Kanye, I love Kanye. In 2012, Kanye West decided to produce a film that was unlike any other. It was shown at the Cannes Film Festival in a custom-built pyramid-shaped theater. It had 7 screens that surrounded the audience. In order to do this, he enlisted world-renowned artists and architects. The soundtrack to this film is the collaborative effort of the members of Kanye West's record label, Good Music, along with some of his very notable friends. The whole album itself is just this huge, massive production. Even the album cover went through 400 different iterations until they finally got the one that they went with. And this album cover served as a major inspiration for Kanye in the musical production and creative design of the album in general. In the end, it was Kanye himself who masterminded the whole thing. But did all the time and the effort really pay off in the end? Let's find out as I review this album song by song. The first song on this album, the song that starts us off, is called To the World. It's by Kanye West, R. Kelly, and Tiana Taylor. This song is a really ornate start to an incredibly ornate album. If you look at the album cover and kind of try and understand the feeling and the vibe that's behind it, it's very grandiose. It's got a very strong museum vibe to it. It's huge, it's ornate, it's articulate, it's very meticulously created. This song To the World starts us out and gives us an idea of how that all comes together. You get some really grand vocals from R. Kelly and Tiana Taylor working together beautifully. This is paired with a really energetic and honestly classic verse from Kanye himself. The beat is made up of strings and piano, but it's paired with synths and 808s. So Kanye is still sticking to his roots, to his hip-hop production style. There's just a little bit more grandeur and class added to it.
Huzzah! A man of quality!
This song itself is 35% skippable, but it's a strong start to the album. The second song on this album is called Click, and it features Big Sean, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. This one is a little bit darker, a little bit grittier than the previous song, but still grandiose. It's huge. They've got these Halo-esque fake vocal synths, but it kind of gives this angelic and otherworldly feel. You just get some incredible verses from all 3 of these artists. This song is one incredibly notable example of how Kanye West just brings the best out of his peers. Jay-Z and Big Sean on this song deliver some of the best verses I've ever heard from them ever. I would say this one is 15% skippable. The next song on this album is Mercy. It features Kanye West, Big Sean, Pusha T, and 2 Chainz. This song has a dark, edgy vibe to it as well, but it still is at somewhat of a relaxed pace. It's not frantic, it's not rushed. All these guys are cool and calculated in their delivery of these verses. Something that I love about Kanye are his ad-libs, his little call-outs. He really boosts Big Sean's verse by adding those ad-libs. I love it when he does that. The music video itself almost makes their performance look like a museum exhibit. They're all just standing there, as if on display, waiting to perform their verse. Once again, there's just some incredible verses from all these guys on the song. This song is also 15% skippable. The fourth song on this album is called New God Flow, and it features Kanye West, Pusha T, and Ghostface Killah. It's a piano-heavy beat, almost sounds to me like something that they would play at a fashion show. On this song, Kanye's verse is actually a little bit corny. He says something about messing your life up like the uncle that touched you. It's kind of cringy a little bit, but Pusha T and Ghostface Killah absolutely murder it. I think it's really incredible that these three are on a song together, just because Ghostface Killah is from a different era of hip-hop, but he still comes and murders it, he performs, and he shows that he's still relevant. And it's a really cool combination of skills, combination of performances. The song can get a little long, but I feel like that's just a drawback of the ornate and grandiose theme of the album. Short and fast songs hardly ever feel like museum status, you know? And so these have to be a little bit more drawn out, a little bit more developed than some of the trap bangers that we're used to today. This song is 30% skippable. The fifth song on this album is called The Morning. We got a lot of features. It's got Kanye West, Raekwon, it's got Pusha T, it's got Common, it's got 2 Chainz, it's got Sci-Hi the Prince, it's got Kid Cudi, and it's got Da Band. It's got a slow, pristine intro that's repeated for almost every verse afterwards. But the beat that comes in after that pristine intro is fresh, it's hot, it's so good. And all of these guys come in sounding like absolute fire. Although there are so many verses on this album, these guys keep it pretty short so it doesn't drag on too long. It's a really cool, brief showcase of each of their talents, almost like a rotating display. This song is 30% skippable. The next song on this album is called Cold. It is by Kanye West and DJ Khaled. The Morning very smoothly transitions into this song. This one is Kanye's showcase, you know? Kanye's been showcasing everybody else, and now it's his turn to shine. I think it's really interesting that he went with DJ Khaled on this track, but it really works. It's a classic Khaled beat, so it's pretty repetitive, pretty simple. You know, with Kanye, there's a few things that you want to hear from him, and he really delivers on this song. You got his classic wordplay and wit, you've got his classic confidence, and you've got those classic ad-libs that I was telling you about. The only weird thing about this song is that there's a whole verse's worth of ad-libs and shout-outs from DJ Varys at the end of the track, which just drags on so long. And I have a few questions about that. First of all, why DJ Varys? DJ Khaled is the king of shout-outs and ad-libs. Another one, Major Key, Bless Up, We the Best Music, DJ Khaled. So why not just let him do that part if you really want some call-outs at the end? Also, it just seems like a strange way to end such an incredible Kanye feature. So that part I'm not a huge fan of, but you cut the song off right before then and it's gold. Just because of that weird ending to the song, this one is 30% skippable. I feel like the back half of this album is super underrated. You really mostly get radio play out of Mercy and Click, but I feel like the back half of this album is really immaculate. Song number 7 is called Higher, and it features The Dream, Pusha T, Maze, and Cocaine 80s. This song is pristine, it's sparkling, it's pure, and it really fits with the album cover. In my mind, this song kind of represents heaven, and the beat really backs that up. It feels otherworldly on another plane, just like I've been talking about with some of the other songs. But this one, way more than the others. It just feels like it's way up there on a pedestal. There's this really gorgeous sung hook by The Dream, and these really cold, calculated verses from Pusha T and Mace. And then there's this really incredible outro that I just love. Man, I don't know what to say about it, but just go listen to it. It's so hard to describe just how awesome it is. This song is 20% skippable. Really, really amazing. Now we go to its counterpart, Sin City, where if Higher is supposed to be heaven, then Sin City is hell. Sin City features John Legend, Travis Scott, Tiana Taylor, Sci-Hi the Prince, and Malik Yusuf. It's just gritty as heck. There's a really, really awesome duet between John Legend and Tiana Taylor. Thankfully, it's not the only one we get in this album because their voices really go together super well. But this song is 35% skippable. Song number 9 is called The One, and it is by Kanye West, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, and Marsha Ambrosius. This is definitely the weakest song on the album. The verses are pretty half-hearted. It drags on for a very long time. This is definitely the one to skip. It's 70% skippable. Song number 10 on this album is called Creepers, and it is by Kid Cudi. This is Kid Cudi's feature, it's his solo. So this was his chance to shine. It's an energetic song, very fun, very Kid Cudi. You see a lot of attitude from him, which I really like. You might even get a little humming in there. This song is 40% skippable. Song number 11 is called Bliss, and it is by John Legend and Tiana Taylor. This is just like a sultry R&B song over these bright and laser focused 80s synths. It's very dynamic, very large. It kind of sounds like an airbrushed t-shirt, you know, with like the dinosaurs and the lasers. Just like maybe an eagle swooping in there. It's the only one that doesn't really fit with the museum theme, in my opinion. This one is 35% skippable. And the last song on this album, song number 12, is called Don't Like. It's by Kanye West, Chief Keef, Pusha T, Big Sean, and Jadakiss. This is just a remix, a revamping of Chief Keef's song Don't Like. Chief Keef, fellow Chicago rapper, definitely an up-and-comer at this point in time. So Kanye West brought all the big guns and put all the big boys on a remix of this song. All these guys who are featured on this song go so hard, and they make it the best remix of a song I've ever heard in my life. This is really the only turn-up hype song on the album. I mean, there's definitely a lot of attitude and a lot of energy throughout the rest of the album, but they're all very cool and calculated. They all take it kind of slow. The tempos are a little bit on the slower side because you don't run through a museum, you don't rush to the end, and you really gotta soak it in. This song, it really is a grand finale, and I just love the way that all these guys just go crazy on this song. The remix of the production is really incredible and accentuates the skills of all the rappers and really makes their verses pop. This one is 15% skippable, a really great way to end the album. Going through all the songs, mathematically adding up the numbers, this album as a whole is only 31% skippable, which I think is the highest score I've given an album so far. Really, really great album. Cruel Summer is just further evidence that Kanye West is more than just a great musical artist. He's a conductor, he's a curator, he's a visionary. This museum of an album is essentially Kanye West pushing his favorite artists to be the best they absolutely can be. And when they're at their best, he shows them off, he immortalizes them, makes them part of something greater than the sum of the parts. Let's go ahead and shuffle our music and see which album I'll be reviewing next. Alright, so we're just going to go back into our music library and we're going to go ahead and hit albums and hit shuffle. Oh my gosh. Alright, next time we'll be reviewing The Queen is Dead by none other than The Smiths. If you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and
like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications,
and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this album. Let me know what you think about the songs. Let me know what you think about any of the artists, but especially Kanye West. I'd love to geek out with some of you. There's a really great video that I watched about the creation of this album by All Def Music that I will link below. I'll also link the music video for Mercy down below. Tune in next week for a segment of new editions. I'm Trent Windsor, and this is The Perfect Shuffle. I mean, why would you watch this video if you didn't want to know my opinion? That's my opinion!